AMC is halted to the upside, up 19.23% right now at the time of recording this video. What in the world is happening, and why does AMC look so squeezy? Well, we're going to get into it here in this video, guys, so hit that like button if it's your first time to the channel. If you like these kind of videos, no matter what the reason is, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, especially if you make it to the end of this video and you are going higher with AMC after the halt is over. We'll wait and see what happens with this, guys, but I think it's going to be pretty key what happens after this halt, so we do want to pay attention to it. Now, AMC has been strong for a vast majority of the day, but not nearly this strong, approaching and even touching 23% to the positive side. A lot of this is renewed speculation about a potential buyout from Amazon. Now, I could not find any merit to this. I could not find an article. I could not find anyone talking about this necessarily, but over on the Bloomberg terminal, you are getting some people that are flirting with the idea that maybe AMC does look to acquire AMC because the valuation is so low, because it's already in the sector of where they are trying to expand, right? They just announced that they're going to put, $1 billion into making theatrical releases. That is obviously a good sign for where Amazon sees the theater business, right? You wouldn't invest $1 billion a year into a business that was not going to do good, right? So a lot of speculation on that, and that's what it looks like. But based off of this rally that we're seeing, it could have some meaning behind it, right? Because a lot of the time when you get these buyouts and these rumors, it does tend to positively affect stocks or that certain stock in question. But if there's actually merit there, you will tend to see moves like this. You'll tend to see, 15, 20, 30% moves in the stock, and a lot of the times it happens before anything is ever announced, because these hedge funds, these market makers, these institutional investors, they have this information and this access to information well before we ever do. So the fact that you actually got halted today, just hit a high of 23% on the day, and it's very volatile, guys. So keep in mind, these numbers could be way different by the time you are seeing this video. We could be up 40 or, up 10 by the time you see this video. But nonetheless, the fact that you are getting this move does show, at least to me, a little bit more probable cause, for lack of a better word, of maybe they really do want to acquire AMC. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Ortex data as well, because the Ortex data is important. And then I want to pop back to the charts, because I think the charts tell the whole story with AMC, and especially after this move, you're looking so bullish and very, very squeezy, guys. So as far as the live numbers that we are currently getting, you're looking at a live short interest of 21.36%. This has continued to go up over the last couple of days at a very big clip. That's why I've been making videos talking about the very thing that we are seeing here. It's no surprise to me. It's not like I'm super surprised we're seeing this. I think it probably should have happened a couple days ago, but it is now happening. A good reason to subscribe to the channel, number one, so you can stay up to date with all of this information, and you would have caught this move that you are seeing today. Nonetheless, you're sitting on about 110.1 million shares that are currently sold short, with cost to borrow rates that are out of this world, sitting at 62.25% for the cost to borrow max, cost to borrow minimum sitting at 41%, and the cost to borrow average sitting at about 46%. Now, the cool thing about this is you don't just have high numbers because the volatility, you actually have high numbers because that's where people are, or I should say hedge funds, are taking out short positions on AMC. Currently, cost to borrow rate sitting at about 39 to 40% throughout the day today so far. So with that being said, I think it's safe to say that there's probably more life left in this rally, and especially after we got the Fed yesterday and they were so dovish, and then you got the PCE report today, which came in better than expectations month over month. I think you have a clear path to at least not see as much friction to those upside moves, because it's hard to get an upside move when the markets are so down and, you know, fearful about inflation or the Fed. But those factors are kind of out of the window right now, and we won't have any new information until December 14th. Once we do, well, December 13th, you're going to have the CPI report. December 14th, you're going to have Papa Powell himself again with the FOMC press conference, and you're going to have a summary of economic projections, one of those SEP reports, and that could definitely shake up the markets a little bit. But we got a lot of time. You got a solid 2 weeks before that is going to happen. So I think that is a very positive thing. Now, the days to cover, we talked about this extensively on the last video, is sitting at 7.17, which is very high, and that's probably why you're seeing some of these moves. If people really think Amazon is going to buy AMC, acquire the stock, it's going to be for much higher than where the stock is currently at. So shorts in that you know, degree would want to get out of short positions. Now, I don't think a lot of shorts are covering. You're just not seeing the volume levels that you would expect to see with a lot of shorts covering. But days to cover sitting at 7.17, it's putting a pressure on these shorts that there's not even a lot of shares available. Days to cover is essentially the volume divided by the amount of shares that are sold short, and there is an overweighted amount of shares that are sold short relative to the volume or the available shares that you could actually use to cover on your position. So I think this could help fuel the rally for a lot longer, in my personal opinion. You are sitting at 100% share utilization. Like I said, estimated short interest of free float at 21.38%. The amount that is actually sold short in dollars is sitting at $796.71 million. Free float out on loan sitting at 35.05%, and shares out on loan at 180.67 million. So looking pretty damn bullish, to say the least, and it has been looking bullish for a while now, guys. Like, this is not, wow, AMC is just so bullish today. No, the data really hasn't changed too much. It's literally coming to fruition, everything that we have talked about over the past couple of weeks. So just pat yourself on the back a little bit if you were right on that. Nothing wrong with it, because a lot of people were not, and a lot of people didn't even want to hear the words AMC, but they're gonna, you know, try to trade the stock once it goes up 20%, which is fine. That's exactly what you want, but you actually wanted to be in these trades before, you know, things started to pop off. That's where you made the most amount of money. So I hope you guys did as well. Now, if you're looking at the option activity for the day, 70% positive order value, so much more positive than it typically is on a day-to-day basis. 23 orders totaling $1.61 million. Keep in mind, it is early in the day, so, you know, a lot can obviously change. A lot can, you know, get better or worse, but right now, you're sitting on 70% positive order value, which is very, very good. And I want to see if the actual dollar amount goes up today, because yesterday you've seen about $8.72 million worth of orders go into AMC, and that was constructed of 43 individual orders, and the positive order value was 52%. So I want to see this dollar amount actually go up today, but so far it is looking very, very bullish. Now, if we go ahead and look at the charts to see what is actually happening, and I don't want to look at the 1 minute, I want to look at the daily candlestick chart, and you just came up. Hold on, I gotta actually pull this out. You just came up and touched and went above the 100-day moving average, guys. I think that is going to be a key level to watch by the end of the day today. If you can close above that 100-day moving average or around it, and especially get a move tomorrow, you know, a solid move above it, and then above the 200-day moving average, you are going much, much higher. And like we have talked about, guys, typically you can expect to see a 100% rally from the break of the 50-day moving average. Where are we currently at right now? Well, from the break of the 50-day moving average, and I like to go from the first candle, you know, the first strong break, the first day, so we got to go back in time a little bit, but you are up about 17.5% currently from the break of the 50-day moving average. If you had heeded to everything we have said on this channel over the past couple of weeks, and from the lows of 2022, you have been buying the stock and playing options, whatever you have been doing, you're up 75% from the lows of 2022. So nonetheless, this has been a very positive trade so far, and it does look like getting a golden cross here, where you are getting some of the shorter term moving averages crossing above the 50-day moving average. So that does look very good as well. You can see this green technical indicator is definitely flashing. But I think these next moving averages are going to be key. It wouldn't surprise me to close right under the 100-day moving average and then gap up above that tomorrow. That's what typically tends to happen when you get these strong days. You tend to get resistance around those moving averages intraday, and then you tend to get that break of those moving averages the next day once the bullishness does continue. As far as the volume so far, sitting at about 32.5 million, so we'll see where the volume does end, but it's nothing crazy compared to what we have seen, especially throughout all of 2022. But we might have the best volume day that we have seen, especially during this last rally, and that's what I want to watch for. If you do get a record volume day for this rally ever since you broke the 50-day moving average, that's probably going to mean more upside from here. And really, once you break out above the 100 and 200-day moving averages, it could be pretty clear sailing up to, $14, $15 per share, in my personal opinion, guys, and getting you close to that 100% gain from the break of that 50-day MA. So that is all for this video. Not too much else to actually add. Let's actually take a look at the Stonko tracker data briefly, and we can see for this week about 33,000 calls that are in the money, 50,500 calls that are out of the money, about 1,900 puts that are in the money, and about 48,000 puts that are out of the money. I will say these numbers are not spectacular that we are seeing right here. They're still really good relative to other stocks. They're not spectacular, but what I would caution you on is thinking a gamma squeeze is not possible because these numbers are on the low side. A gamma squeeze mostly depends on those weekly options, those people that are going in and just basically YOLOing money. Let's call it for what it is. YOLOing money, going and putting, $50 on, XYZ move, a 20% move for AMC by the end of the week. If that actually happens, you're going to get paid out fat because statistically it was not supposed to happen, right? Those kinds of trades, those are the ones that cause the biggest moves in gamma and can cause the biggest gamma squeezes. But if you actually look further down the chain to the most sizable expiration, that is December 16th, just around the corner as well, and these options will have a role to play in pushing AMC stock up higher. As the stock does go higher, these will start to get hedged for as well. And you're sitting at about 25,500 contracts that are currently in the money, and about 131,000 contracts that are out of the money, guys. So that is it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.